picking guys and gals out there. Welcome back to the String Pickers channel here at Obscene Studios, and to part 2 of the Headrush Flex Prime, basically how to and review. On the last episode, we were focusing on the presets that come with this Headrush rig. However, we went through the main guitar presets. We didn't go through the bass presets. We're going to do that. We're just not doing it today. Today, we're going to focus on building our own rig, knowing what to pick for that rig, what sound we're looking for on that rig, and it's a lot easier than you might think. Things that I'm going to show you that will help you to figure out what kind of amp you're picking, what kind of, and I don't know why they do this. I think it's basically because of maybe copyright issues, or they don't want to be in a lawsuit. But anytime you get into amp sims or anything like that, you take a Fender Twin Reverb. On an amp sim or one of these pedals, it's named something completely different. So unless you look it up, you really don't know that that is the amp that you're picking, because it has like a different name. Now, some of them have a name like Blackface so-and-so, or, you know, one of them will say CM800 and leave the J out, you know, stuff like that. So basically, what Headrush has done is something that is really cool that I like, because it helps me to figure out the tone that I'm looking for and save time doing it, as opposed to going through all of the amps, which is a lot. All of the cabinets, all of the IRs, everything on this pedal unit, I can just go and look at this other thing on the Headrush site that will help me with the pedals, the mics, everything that this has to offer. It has it on their website. And I'll show you how to navigate that, how to get there, how to get back. And then we're going to build us a custom rig right here on the Headrush today. I'll show you how to do that from square one all the way up to finish. And we'll do some playthrough as we're going through it. And that way you can see for yourself just how easy it can be, rather than overwhelming when you first get it. I wish that I kind of had this when I first got my MX5, because it was a little bit overwhelming. But thank you to you people out there on YouTube that put those videos out to help me along the way. I did get some of the knowledge from Headrush, but not enough until I seen videos that kind of taught me where to look, what to do, and I got through the MX5 like a walk in the park. So we're going to do the same thing with the Flex Prime today. Okay, now some of you may be Windows users, but I use both actually, but I'm doing this on my Mac. And basically what we are going to do is we are going to open up our browser, which will be Safari. So basically we are going to go to headrushfx.com and enter. Okay, now this will take you to the main page that is going to load up. Everything is going to be accessible from here. So basically we are going to go to pedals, and we are going to pick the Flex Prime. This works the same with all of them. If you have the Core, the Prime, the Flex Prime, and choose the Flex Prime. Okay, now once you scroll down, you see this pop up right here. There is an Explore, Downloads, and then your models and your tech specs. We are going to go to models. So let's go up to models. We click on that. And then it's going to have effects overview. So this is what we're going to do. These are all of the amps offered stock into the Headrush Flex Prime. Okay, now here's a good example. We go over here. You have 59 Deluxe Gain Mod. Okay, you really wouldn't know what that is unless you've actually owned one of these before, because every one of these has the word 11 on it. Most of you Headrush users will know that the 11 comes from the 11 rack, which was basically the grandfather to the Headrush model and pedals. But if you go beneath the 59 Deluxe Gain mod, it will say inspired by Fender Tweed Deluxe with the Gain mod. 59 Tweed bass, inspired by the Fender 59 Bassman. Here is a Vox AC30 top boost. We have the Ampeg Portaflex B15-N. There is a lot to offer as far as the amps on this pedal. This will help you to build a rig. If you have a laptop close by, or even your phone, you can access this through your phone. But you'll go to like 82 lead 800 50 watt. That's Marshall JCM 800 50 watt. You've got the Soldano SLO 100 here. Revolver amp models. These are all, when you get into the revolver amps, these are all of the amps in that. Now, these aren't offered on the MX5. This is just the Flex Prime here. All of those amp models, so you basically see what I'm getting at. You know, the PV3120, they have the PV5150, the PV6505, so on and so forth. Now, here's your cabs. You have the cabs that you can pick from. 412 65 watt is modeled after the Marshall with the Celestion D12 or G12 65s in it. Really good. I use this one quite a bit. Even for bass, you have the 8x10 blue line, which is the Ampeg SVT blue line. And here's all of your mics. The DYN57 is the Shure SM57. That's a popular one that I like to use. Now, the important part that I liked was the pedals. Let's get past the mics. Here we go. Here's vocal that you can put in there. Here's overdrive. This was very exciting. The B2 drive was the Boss BD2 blues driver. I really use this one a lot. I love this pedal. Let's see, it had the Zen Man, the Buddha Zen Man. Then you got your bass, you got your K drive, which is modeled after the Klon Centaur, Boss SD1. So basically, you have everything you need right here. All of your EQs, your distortions, your compressions, the delays, everything. Reverb, you've got your reverb on there, your chorus. Here is the phaser and flangers, the ones that they have on there. Really, really exciting stuff. I really enjoy them having this page, because this page really helped me out with a lot on this unit and on the MX5. But you have your Digitech whammy, your volume pedals, and sustainer. This was a new thing that I haven't had on the MX5. That was pretty cool. Utility, this is your noise gates. For the most part, I use this one. I've not really tried these two yet, but I really like that one. That works pretty good. And then here is all of your IRs. And these are the IRs that come stock with the pedal. These are not the IRs that are actually made by people and uploaded. Let's see, and there's the synth. The synth is basically for keyboards. And then that's basically it for the site. So everything was that easy to find. If you have any questions about what amps, pedals, speakers, IRs that you are using, this right here will help you discern one from the other. So with that being said, let's move to the Headrush, and we are going to build us a rig. So what we need to do is we need to go right here to this little plus sign, and that is going to allow us to start from fresh. Now, the best thing to do is to start in the middle of the path. I usually like to come either right here or right here, but for time's sake, we're just going to do here. And let's choose our amp. I think that we need to go with something maybe a little bit crunchy. Let's do a Headrush amp. You can pick that from right here. Okay, and then it brings down all of these, and these are your amps that you're going to pick which one you want out of this effect that you're looking for. We went through a lot of these a minute ago, but we are going to go, let's see, let's go with the Tweed, the 59 Tweed Deluxe. Let's go with that one. Okay, automatically, it already matches the cab with the amp. So what we have now is this tone. Okay, so we have that tone, and what we're going to do is that's quite a bit softer in sound compared to the other one, so we can double tap the cab and we can turn the gain up by just a little, about 6.2. Now you can do this with your fingers, or you can do it with the volume knob over here, or not the volume, but the knob right under it over here, either one. I just prefer to do it with my fingers most of the time. Make sure that we're not clipping. That's what this little gauge down here is for. Make sure that we're not clipping. And it's going to give us a mic type. It's a 112 cab. It's going to give us a mic type. And we get to pick whatever mic we want to pick on that. There's the SM57. 409, and you can pick condenser. We're going to leave that on this one. That one kind of sounds a little bit better. So anyway, we go over, hit the back arrow button. So now we have our amp and our cab, and we've already got a tone started. Okay, now we also have the option to add another cab to this. Hit 2, okay, stereo doubling. There you go. And now we have that. And the beauty of this is you can mix and match cabs. You can put a different kind of cab down here or whatever, but for time's sake, we're going to just stay with one. So we need, let's go for a little bit of crunch. Let's see, clone, let's do overdrive. Now, we went through these a minute ago. I really like the blues drive, so we're going to go with that. We're going to go with a crunch. Okay, now it's sounding pretty good. If we need to adjust this, all we have to do is double tap on this, and we can adjust the gain, the tone, the level of the pedal. Let's give it just a little more gain. There we go. That'll work just fine. Okay, let's back out. Now, since we're not using high gain, we don't have to worry so much right now about a noise suppressor. Okay, so we got our blues drive down. Now, let's do some effects. Know that we want some reverb, so we're going to run the reverb and the effects between the amp and the cab. Let's go with a chorus. I usually just use the regular here. Let's go with a light. Okay, now that's a little too fast of a rate for me, so we're going to tap here, slow our rate down. Let's get our depth up. Now, we have chorus. We don't have to have it on all the time, but we know that it's there in case we do need it. So let's look into reverb. I really like a good reverb to give it a little bit of distance. Let's just go with the spring reverb. Let's do a light. Each pedal has its own characteristics already preset, but you can adjust the pedal to whatever you want. Bit of reverb there. That's a little bit heavier on the reverb than I normally like, but it will work. So the next thing we can do is get into delay. Delay is something that we have to get into them solos. Sometimes it does really good for that. Let's go with the Echo Light. Fast. And then we can get in here and we can adjust all of this stuff on delay pedal. The mix, we can raise the mix just a little. The delay itself, we can extend the time just a little. That's too much, so we're going to back it down. Okay, and let's and say right there's where we want it. And there's your delay setup. So let's back out of that. And like I said, these are effects that don't have to be turned on, but they are there if you need them. Now, let's go into our amp settings. Now, this is our amp like we had looked before, the mic volume, instant volume here. Now, there is no gain on this. So, here's the beauty. If you want to rock this tweed out, you can come up here and add an overdrive. And let's say, let's go with the TS9. No. Let's go with the, yeah, right here. Let's go crunchy. Now, here is an important part. Let's talk about EQ. This whole system has a global EQ that you can add on to it. Sometimes the amps that you use do not have EQs built into them. Now, if you need extra EQ and an extra spot for it, you see how we just moved the cab over by pressing on it and moving over? And we can go right here. And let's go to EQ. And let's do just your normal graphic EQ 5 band. You can pick your settings. Let's go darker. And you can adjust that as well. Right here is center. Let's see. Let's do this. Here. Let's drop the mids just a little. And now check out the difference. And then, of course, over here you have your gain, where you can boost it just a little bit. So basically, that is how to build a rig 101. Let's see. You decide, I don't think I like that regular cab. Let's go over here and see what else we got. Then it'll go to cab. You have cab headrush. You have cab revalver. The IR samples here and here. So if you go IR, you have a list right here that you can pick from. All of these are on the website. So you can go, let's go down to a 412, right here, 412 tangerine. You know that that's a 412 orange. This is how much pain, how much more bass added to the effect. Let's go to the grid. Now it's completely changed, and you can change the gain here. Okay, so we have built a rig on the Headrush Flex Prime. Wasn't as bad as you thought. I probably could imagine. There is a lot that you have to learn with it, adjusting different settings and stuff like that. But as far as making it easy, they do presets of different balances, dark, light, how much chorus you want, how much reverb you want. They do all of those things on that pedal. And it makes it so much easier to just click on one of those in case you don't know about adjusting or whatever. But if it's yours, guess what? You've got time. You've got time to get in there, play with those different settings, figure out what's going on, and then learn more about the Flex Prime. I've said in part one that I am not trying to push this unit on you. That's the last thing I want to do. This is for a lot of you people out there that are looking into getting into amp modeling. This is a brand that I have been into for a while now. Even before I owned the MX5, I really loved the Headrush, just from the features and the things that it could do. And when I got my my MX5, I was just totally in love with it. Just absolutely loved the convenience of it. And the Flex Prime is even more convenient. A lot of extras with it, a lot. So that was building a rig. That's how you do it. You just get on their website. You can go straight to the models on this pedal. It will show you every model of effect, amp, IR, cabs, microphones, everything on that, and you can pick and choose, and you can actually, if you're a Fender guy, you can get a Fender amp and put it on there. If you're a Mesa Boogie guy, which I am, you can get that on there. The dual rectifier, the triple rectifier, it's got those on there. A lot of high gain stuff, great noise suppressors to knock out that fuzz. And it's an awesome unit. But I'm not sitting here, like I said before, I'm not trying to shove this down your throat or anything. I will say, if you are looking into amp modeling, you might want to give this a try. It is a little expensive, but when you consider all the amps, the pedals, everything that I showed you on that website that comes with this unit, buy all of those separately. Buy every one of them separately, and then look at how much money you're going to be out. So this is a good unit to have for me, for a player like me, for any of you that want to get into having different effects, to anything like that. You can find them at Sweetwater. You can find them all over. They're being sold at just about every music outlet that you can think of, I think. I just prefer to deal with Sweetwater because they are on par for the best customer service that I've ever had in my entire life. Next video, we're going to look at, I think, into the editor, the computer editor, because the Flex Prime does something quite amazing. You can remotely, through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection, pull up an editor to adjust everything on your computer screen as opposed to doing it on the screen down here. That blew my mind. And it's not an amp. You're not taking up memory. All you have to do is type Headrush Flex Prime .local into your browser on your computer, and it brings it up. Follow the steps to connect it to the Flex Prime, and you can adjust in real time. I have sat at that computer and built a rig on this Flex Prime. So we're going to look into that next time. We may not build a rig. We may edit a rig that I already have, because I have one or two that I really need to work on, and that I had moved from the MX5. So I'm going to work on that on this Flex Prime and adjust volumes, effects, stuff like that, because it's just so much easier with it right there on screen. It shows your signal path, everything just like it shows on the screen right here. And then you just go in there and make all of your adjustments. And so I'm going to show you that in the next video. That will be part 3. Today, we basically went through the interface. I was talking to you through this condenser mic. I hope that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't do all that great. I need a better condenser mic than that. I've got a SM57, but I just didn't bring it up. I run the condenser mic instead, so you would be able to hear me. It picks up a lot of lows and highs. So, but yeah, guys, as always, I really appreciate it. I thank you so much for dropping by. I hope only the best for you and yours. I hope all of you have the most blessed day ever, and God be with you all. Later.